We are now on month number 4 of daily driving a Maserati GranTurismo. And when I was doing research about buying this car, people who actually had money said they won't even daily drive their Maserati GranTurismo. I spent my life savings on one, and I am. And here's how it's been going. First of all, I just want to say that every single day I step out and look at this thing, and every single day I drive it, this thing is getting more and more beautiful to me. I have only seen one GranTurismo on the road over the entire span of ownership with this car, which really speaks to how rare these things are to find out on the road. By the way, it was like black and it was like a 2008, which doesn't even come close to how beautiful this thing is, ownership bias, I guess. But, oh, I really don't want to part ways with this car. If you guys have been following this journey, then you know this thing has quite a few problems in its early to middle stages. So nothing is still at the point where it needs to be replaced immediately or is unsafe to drive, but the whine is definitely getting louder. Me and a couple of friends did replace the brake pads, and that actually fixed the squeal. But for the first time ever today, right before I started this video, there was a weird noise with the convertible, and the convertible is over $3,500. That I do not want to replace, well, because I can't replace it. Now we're gonna take this thing for a nice POV drive, and I'll push it, especially because the brake pads are finally replaced. But I wanna tell you guys, if you remember on the month 2 of spending my life savings on this car video, then you might remember that I turned in to become the #1 salesperson at my company. That has maintained itself, and I kind of am in the works of getting a position that pays $250,000 at 24 years old. If this car leads to me getting that, I would not have become the #1 sales guy if I didn't get this because of the pressure this car put on me. But if I get that position, and it's because of this car, then this thing dang near paid for itself like 5 times over. I'll keep you guys updated on how this position goes. All right, so real quick update under here, guys. I am now 99% sure that that whine we keep talking about, the very loud whine in this car, is gonna be the hydraulic power steering pump. A couple of you guys pointed that out in comment sections, and I guess y'all know what you're talking about. I randomly came across a Maserati tech, and he said, based on just what he heard and the problems he's experienced from other cars, it's probably gonna be that. So the hydraulic pump itself is $750. Honestly, I could stomach that. I don't know what the installation cost would be, but considering me and my friends did just complete this brake pad job, you can see it looks a little bit not stock or not factory, if you will. You can see the bright red pad right behind the caliper. This took about 50 minutes to do, and me and 2 friends did it. I mean, this is a very simple process for the brake pads there, but that eliminated all the brake squeal, which makes this thing a lot better to drive, because that was extremely annoying. So one problem gone, 55 more to go, although that was probably one of the easiest problems to fix. Oil level has not dropped at all, so that's good. The valve cover gasket oil leak is not becoming problematic just yet. But everything under here, other than that, looks good. All the fluids look good. I checked them earlier, so that is definitely what we like to hear and what we like to see. And oh my gosh, guys, I mean, this car, unbelievably beautiful. Also, the car is officially registered. It had a 90-day temp tag, and I waited till the absolute very last moment to register it because sales taxes on a car suck. So yeah, a lot more money was doled out. We don't even talk about gas, by the way. The amount of money I've spent on gas in this thing is absolutely absurd. I mean, guys, owning a GranTurismo, even if you don't have any unexpected maintenance costs, is still a lot of money you're gonna be spending. But that's the price of owning one of these things. All right, let's go ahead and start this off with a huge pull. We'll do plenty more of those in this video, and just talk about what this car's been experiencing lately. Let's go to first gear. It still rips just as hard as when I got it. That is absolutely insane. Okay, so yeah, it sounds just as good. The transmission is still holding up perfectly fine. I think I had one kind of like slip feel, but usually the transmission needs a minute or two to warm up, so no serious problems there. At idle, I feel like the RPM fluctuation is getting a little bit bigger. I have no idea what could be causing that problem. That is definitely a little bit concerning. The suspension, every bump I go over is definitely getting worse, obviously. But I really try to avoid all bumps and only drive on roads like these. The things you'll do to own a car like this is absolutely insane. Guys, I'm not joking. If you want one of these, I would seriously get one. Just be prepared to walk into a pretty toxic relationship. It's like a dating a beautiful woman. It's very, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know there's something inside that is probably severely wrong, but it's worth the problems. The compliments that I get on this car have never slowed down. The attention that it gets is absolutely insane. I've been driving it just as hard as you see in videos like these every single time I get in the car. Okay, well, real quick. So we just actually, in this video, we crossed to the 2,000 mile mark for our own personal usage. We started off at 12.9 mpg and we're now at 14.3. We've had 79 hours of the engine being turned on. And I mean, as for the engine itself, other than the slightly, I mean, right now it's perfect. You see no fluctuation in the RPM needle at idle, but sometimes it will. I mean, guys, for what it is going a lot better than what most people made it out to be, or how it would turn out. I just do this all day, man, all day. In those crackles, you can control it by just putting your foot on the gas a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so month 4, I mean, it has been going, honestly, definitely better than anticipated. Like I said, there was that weird noise with the convertible. The brakes were an unbelievably easy job to do. Yes, the whine's getting louder, but if it really is the hydraulic steering pump, I mean, I'm just gonna keep driving it until that thing breaks or starts to make a, like, very concerning noise. I haven't fixed any of the interior problems, like the little handle there or the glove box not working. Because like I said, I don't touch that stuff. I touch the massive paddle shifters and the gas pedal and the steering wheel, and that's pretty much it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have gotten a lot more used to the noise. Like, I remember when I first test drove one of these cars, I was sold the minute it hit 2,000 RPM. But I mean, once you spend enough time with something, you're gonna get more and more. Oh, there's a deer, and that I have hit one of those in a car one time. We will never do that again, I hope. Do we have wood in here? We don't. There is a wood option, but we have the carbon fiber option. The one thing I still have not gotten used to is the design of the car and looking at it and how much people seriously do love this car. And I mean, okay, maybe I'm not getting tired of that. The amount of comments I've seen in YouTube Shorts where people are like, oh, Mustang GT sounds better. Come on, come on, come on. I guess the videos aren't doing it justice. Because, wow, wow. It probably in about 2,000 miles, I'm gonna have to do an oil change. Guys, this thing is so much less problematic than people make it out to be. I know we have all of those like issues that are up and coming, but oh my gosh, it just sounds so good. When you drive it normally, like we are right now, I don't hear a whine at low RPM. There's no suspension issues because there's no bumps on the road. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it cruising like this. And that's the weird thing about owning this car is like, I like this. It's like a fragile, beautiful work of art. You're not going to hit potholes. You're not going to abuse it. Well, we are abusing it, but I don't know. It's just a very fragile thing that you gotta respect. It's like a $40,000 piano. You just play it, press the keys, and then you do this sometimes. Isn't that unreal? I think the thing that has brought me a lot of peace with this car is the fact that I have a salary that I never thought I'd make in my entire life actually potentially about to come true. And so even if this thing blew up, it's not as big of a deal as I originally was making it. And quick little update, guys, I am going to be selling my Mustang EcoBoost. I'm also, by the way, going to list this for sale, but I'm not going to like try to sell it. If somebody wants to give me what I paid for it or more than I paid for it, I will sell it. But I am not going to try to sell this thing. I just can't believe the comment section, guys. The amount of people that don't understand Maserati is unreal. At the end of the day, this thing's an emotional roller coaster. One day you love it, one day you're scared for your life because money is kind of important. But all in all, guys, I think this, yes, Ghiblis and Quattroportes run into issues, but the Maserati GranTurismo, I think that the fact that because Maserati is attached to this car, it immediately has that bad stigma, which is great for people like us. I would buy one if I were you. Just make sure, especially, guys, considering this thing has had 5 owners and almost no service history, and yet it runs as good as it does, and it takes this kind of abuse, and the brakes were that easy to change. $130 pads, in 50 minutes and a couple of friends. We'll see what else I can do on my own with a couple of friends. If the brakes are that easy, I mean, under the hood does not look terribly complicated, but I guess you can only find out once you get there. I'll leave it off on that, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what else you want to see with this car. If you have any questions, let me know. And let's end off with a poll. Ready? Peace out.